Hi guys, today I want to show you how I made these really gorgeous pieces. I love them actually. I wanted to do something summery even though it's fall. I'm already looking forward to summer. Um, so I'm going to go with something that kind of is reminiscent of butterfly wings. And there's an array of colours that I'm using today. And I'll just quickly go through them. This one here is metallic violet, and that's Cernit from the Cernit range. The second colour is pearl green from the Cernit pearl range. And then I've got some Pardo as well, so I'm mixing the clays a little bit today. And this is Pardo copper. And then this one is metallic turquoise. Again, this is Cernit. And then the silver is Pardo again, mainly because I didn't have any other silver, to be honest with you, so I thought I'd just stick with Cernit and Pardo. And then this colour is this one. Again, it's a Cernit one. Get my words out, Deb. Metallic, and this is the turquoise gold. And then this one again is a Cernit metallic, and that is green gold. And then the last one is another Pardo one. That's bronze. So they're all the colours that you're going to need. But I've also rolled out a very thin piece of black Premo onto a number 7. And then I've got some more black clay rolled out on my thickest setting. And that's for the backing for down the road. Alright, so all I've done is taken each of those colours and rolled them into logs. And now I'm just going to put them together like so. This is so easy, guys, but I absolutely love it, and especially with it being metallics and pearl colours, it's just so pretty. So I'm just putting these all together. They're not all the same length, I just need to make sure they are. I don't suppose it really matters which order you put them in, but this is how I'm doing it, and I'm just gonna chop the ends off so they're all the same length, like so. Easy peasy. And I'm just going to bring it a little bit forward because I feel like I moved way over there and I can't reach, but I need to just give this a quick roll just to make sure they're stuck together. I don't want them falling apart when I move them over. So it's as simple as that. You're just rolling out some logs. You don't even have to use these colours, but I just wanted to go with something sparkly and shiny, so they're the colours I went with. And just on a note about mixing clays, obviously I've got to try and get this centered. Obviously I'm using 2 clays, and Cernit cures at a higher temperature than Pardo does. That's absolutely fine, you can do that, because actually polymer clay does not burn. I need to stop doing that while I'm talking because I'm getting confused. Polymer clay doesn't burn at temperatures under 350, so it's absolutely fine to bake 2 different clays together, 3 different clays together, whatever, but you need to go with the higher clay temperature. So in this case it would be Cernit. So I'm going to bake these on a 265, and that's absolutely fine. So what I've done here is cut them in half, but I'm just going to flip it over so the colours are now opposite directions like that, and just place one on top of the other like so, and it's as easy as that, guys. Okay, so I'm going to get this, and I'm just going to give it a roll just to make sure it's all stuck together like so, and I'm going to cut it in half one more time. And again I'm going to flip this so it's that way, so the colours are alternating. Okay, so you'll end up with something like that. Now some of the colours are going to match up because of where they're placed in the stack, but that's fine. It's just to vary it a little bit so you're not getting, you know, too much of the same colour together. Although that silver looks very clumped together, but we'll see how that works. If you could figure out how to place them without any of them joining, then be free to do that, but I'm just doing it like this. Alright, so when you've got your stack, you're just going to roll it out like so. I always like to flip it, make sure the other side catches up. And I'm going to roll this thin enough to pass through my pasta machine on the thickest setting. So just keep rolling out until you've got it thin enough to pass through your machine without breaking it. The thickest setting on mine is a 0 because it's an Atlas 150. The thinnest setting is a number 9, just to give you an indication of where I'm going. Like I said, that black sheet that I rolled out was on a number 7, so that's fairly thin. Alright, so when you've got it thin enough, you're going to pass it through the pasta machine this way, not that way, this way. So I'm just going to quickly do that. And you're going to come up with stripes like this. And I don't think I've got enough black clay rolled out. No, I don't. So I'm just going to go and roll out a little bit more black clay, guys, and I will be back. Alright, so I rolled out some more clay, big enough to fit my sheet, or close to it. And I'm just going to place that on top like so. And I don't know what's going on. I think I've got my camera in the wrong position again because I'm having a hard time reaching anything. I can't wait to get my new craft room, guys, because I'm getting kind of frustrated in this squash little area now, to be honest. It's not looking to be finished any time that soon, to be honest. My hubby's just been working so much and he just hasn't got the time. So I've got to be patient, but I just can't wait to get it now because I'm just going to... I just feel so disorganised down here in this little part of the basement. Everything's all over the place because I had to pack a lot of stuff away as well. So if I want something, I'm like, where did I put that? And I thought I'd kept out stuff that I was going to need the most, but then, you know, as you start playing again, you think, I could really do with such and such. Right then, okay, so the next thing I'm going to do then is just quite simply do a Makume stamp like this. I'm using this one, and this is from Oh Joy Creations. I'll also be using some of these cutters, but I'm obviously going to go with a butterfly shape because that's kind of what I'm going for, and something reminiscent of butterfly wings, so that kind of shape. All these cutters you can get from Oh Joy Creations, including this Makume Gane imprint, and I think this is called Ovals. Makume Gane imprint. I've also got this cutter just in case. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm definitely going to be using the butterfly, obviously. So I've got my cutters ready. I've got my clay ready. And I'm going to grab a wet wipe. And I'm just going to damp this down because these do have a tendency to pull the clay back up if you don't wet them down a little bit. And I'm going to try and get around the camera, which is really bugging me. And I'm just going to push, give it a little wiggle. Now you can make this slab as big as you want to. Mine's fairly big. You just use less clay if you just want to do a smaller slab. I used quite a lot of clay, so I'm just going to keep doing that. I like to give it a bit of a wiggle as I push down and then re-damp it as I go along. It just helps it not to stick. I'm going to turn it the other way so the pattern's not always necessarily going in the same direction. Like this. And here. And I might as well fill that little space up there. Like that. So I'm just basically filling up the whole slab. Alright, so I've done my imprints, and then there's this step to do now. So get yourself a blade, blunt side down, and because I wanted it to look reminiscent of butterfly wings, I thought I'd do some little cuts in, but you've got to do it blunt side down and just all over the piece, wherever you feel looks good. Just crisscross, different directions. Push down without going through to the bottom, if you can help it. So I'm just making lines. Like so. And you can do as many of those as you want to. I don't feel like I've done a makume gunny, like a more traditional makume gunny, in quite a while actually. So this kind of makes a change from stones and chippy choppy. I better be careful how many times I say that in case I upset somebody. Oh dear. Some of you may have seen the comment, I don't know, on my last video. Apparently chippy choppy is exceedingly annoying. I'm not sure whether she means the method or how many times I say it, but either way, chippy choppy is kind of the brand name I gave what nobody else gave a name to it. I didn't know what else to call it, so obviously when I'm doing a chippy choppy I'm going to address it as such. Just one of those things. Anyway, so I've got my imprint, I've done my lines, and now it's just a case of shaving off the top. Well, actually a little bit deeper than shave, because you want to try and get... Actually, before I do that, guys, I'd better roll it closed a little bit, hadn't I? I'm trying to get complete pieces taken off the top, rather than very, very thin. I mean, it's still going to be quite thin, but not like tissue thin, because I want to utilise the actual pieces that I shave off. So I'm going thin, but not too thin, so that you end up with this. And I love it. I just love it. And it's so easy. So I'm going to try and get a fullish piece again. And I'm just going to keep doing that. I'm just going to keep shaving off pieces all the way down the slab. And then you've still got all this underneath to play with as well. And you can just literally cut out your shapes on that. But I just want these little pieces. And I'll try and take some smaller ones as well. So you're getting all those gorgeous colours coming through. Just a little tiny bit there. Let's try and get a smaller, longer piece. That's probably got a little bit too much black left on it, but that's all you do, guys. You're just taking a layer off the top. But you're left with that, the black outlining, you know, the pattern from the black clay, which is kind of cool. Whoops. Just going to clean that little bit up there. And what I find is if you hold the blade a little bit more in the middle rather than out here, and then slightly curve it, you get better control. But because I've stacked those colours the way I stack them, you're going to get a different colour showing through on each slice. Okay, so that's all you do. So I'm going to go and finish taking some more little pieces off this. You don't need to see me do the whole thing, but that's all I'm doing. And alright guys, I kind of butchered my slab. I cut quite deep on some of these, so these are just like fragments, well not fragments, they're quite big pieces left over from that slab, which obviously they can still be utilised. So there's quite a bit left over that you can play with. I kind of went a bit crazy cutting, but I will use those for something else. I'm just going to put these pieces to one side because I don't need all of that for today. And I'm going to get rid of that bit because it doesn't look that great. So I've got all my pieces, and it's just a case of arranging them onto black clay, or whichever backing clay you want to use. It doesn't have to be black. But try and think about how to place them. Don't just randomly slap them on. I find this is why I wanted to do it this way, to slice pieces off rather than just cut straight into the slab with the cutters, because this way you've got a bit more control about where you can place them. So let's go with this butterfly cutter then. So this is obviously the first one that I want to do. So I'm going to take a slice that looks good. Oops, and that broke, and you got to be careful because it is very fragile. And I'm just going to pop that on there like that. Quite simple. And I'm going to find another piece that I like the look of, and I'm going to pop that there, but I'm not going to completely join it up. I want to leave a little bit of a black middle, and that can represent the butterfly's body, so to speak. So that's why I like doing it like this, because then you can decide where you can place individual things. And then I'm just going to see what that's going to look like before I do anything else. Maybe. We'll do that one now, and then we'll see what we can do as well afterwards. But I'm just going to take this off there and bring another piece of paper over and give this a really good burnish, because you need that to be flush on the black backing. Like so. So rub-a-dub-dub. Rub, rub, rub. I periodically like to lift it, because sometimes when you're burnishing it can cause the clay to stick to the paper, so I like to periodically lift it so it doesn't do that. So I just want to make sure that it's perfectly smooth, perfectly on the backing clay. There's a little bit just there. You can get some stubborn spots, so you just have to go back over them. And I think that's good. Alright, so that's the first thing then, the first piece. So I'm going to get my butterfly cutter, and I'm going to see where it looks good. I really wanted to get that in, but if I do that, although having said that, that looks pretty cool because there is some black running through there. So I think I'm going to go there, and I do want to leave some black as well, so I'm just going to leave some black on the tips. So there's that piece. So there's that piece, and that looks gorgeous. Well, I like it anyway. See what I mean about how you place the pieces, and that does kind of look like a butterfly, doesn't it? So I'm going to pop that there, and I'm going to try and utilise this bit that I was going to use in the last one, but I didn't. So let me see, what do I want? Let's try this bit with some purple in it. I can pop that there. Decisions. I'm going to pop this up here. This is for a different piece. I love that. And let's go with that on the other side. Again, I'm leaving little spaces because I do want some black to show through. But you just play around, guys. You put those pieces wherever you think looks good. This is just how I see it. You know, it's a personal thing. But I'm just going to put quite a few pieces on, and then we can cut quite a few pieces out, and then I'll utilise the rest off camera. You don't need to see me do 50 of them. So I'm just going to move some of these little pieces out of the way. And that bit got a bit gnarly, so I'll just throw that over there. Keep the good pieces. It is fragile, so you know, you might get some breakages like I did. And I'm just wondering what to do about this here, because I don't think that's gonna, I don't know about that yet. I've got to think about that one, whether to add another little piece or yeah, why not? What the heck? Let's add some different colours. Alright, so I've got all those on there. I'm just going to give it a quick roll just so it's stuck on there. Lift it up. Let me just get rid of this bit here. I'm going to just separate that from that one, like so. And I just realised, guys, the clay that I'm using for the backing isn't Premo black, it's Premo Soufflé. Not that it really matters. I grabbed the wrong one, but no biggie. I do like the feel of that, actually. Premo Soufflé. If ever you've tried it, it feels like suede almost. Alright, so I'm just going to give these a jolly good burnish then. And then I've got to decide how I'm going to cut them. Just hope this hasn't stuck too much. Yeah, this is Soufflé, and it's a little bit, I don't know, it leaves black marks on things, a bit smudgy. Just a little bit more there. And I think that is good. Okay. Right. Now then. Oh, that bit needs a little bit more of a burnish. And I'm using this Still soap, and these are listed in my Amazon storefront. Okay, I'm thinking of maybe another butterfly, just because I just love it. And look at that, those colours match at the top, that's perfect. Have I got any purple showing though? Because I do like a bit of purple. Just bring that down a little bit. It's difficult to see with the camera in the way, but I'll just hope for the best and go there. So that's butterfly number 2. Yes, like that. I love that. Alright, so that's that one cut out, and I really like that one. And can you see what I mean about leaving a little bit of black? It just represents the body almost. This one doesn't quite have the black where it should be, but it still looks pretty cool. But I think this one looks really good. So there's those two. And then we've got this one here. What do I do with this one? Oh, I didn't burnish that yet, did I? Derp. Derp, derp. It's actually Wednesday night and I'm recording this, so you won't see this until tomorrow, as long as I don't have any technical issues again. And it's been a busy day and I really shouldn't be doing anything. I should be resting because I've been a mad woman today, doing all the things, yard work with the millions of leaves that are now falling. I cleaned the car, I cleaned out the garage. I've just been on the go all day, but I don't know, I've got a lot of energy, so I thought I'd come down and do this. Okay, right then, what do I do with this piece? Decisions. I'm thinking maybe this. Yes. This will look nice, I think. Maybe. Yeah, I think I'll go there. I'll go there on this one. So it's not really a butterfly wing, but you know, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be butterflies. But it kind of looks like a big wing, I guess. I'm going with those kind of shapes anyway. So there's that one. Just going to pop that over there. And then I'll do a few more. And I'll make something off camera as well, just to use up these pieces. Right then, let's do some earrings. So I've got these are very reminiscent of butterfly wings, these shapes, and Joy does the mirror images of them. So they are specifically for earrings or a small pendant, and you can have them, you know, which way round you want them. So I'm just gonna, I don't know if I want that black there though on this. I think I just want them, you know, like that. So I'm gonna, that looks a bit boring though. It hasn't got much of other colours on it, has it? Don't know now, guys. I'm going to leave that and make a decision about that another time. I think I might add another little bit of colour on there, but you get the idea. But I did want to do something else. So I've got all of this left that I've got to make a decision about, and then I've got all these pieces here, and then there's some left over from the slab that I absolutely butchered, but it's still usable. There's still some beautiful colours and patterns going on there. So, you know, I made quite a lot. You don't have to make that much. Right, I'm going to get some black clay, because yes, let's make some earrings, but let's not do it as cutter earrings. I shall make them by hand, so we can utilise some of these. I'm going to roll this out. This is the Soufflé again, because that's what I grabbed. I had a little tiny block of Premo, little tiny piece left, and that was enough for my the piece that I put on the top of the slab. But then I grabbed another pack thinking it was Premo, and it wasn't. Alright, I'm just going to roll this clay out on, it doesn't really matter, I'm just going to get equal pieces to make earrings with. So I've just rolled it out on my thickest setting, and I'm just going to grab a cutter. Doesn't matter, you just want to cut them out so you know it's equal amounts of clay. And I'm thinking maybe 2 circles on each. I want to see how big that's going to be when I ball it up. maybe a fraction bigger, so I've got to roll out that again. And I'm just going to do one more circle and cut it in half. So I'm going to do 2.5 circles, so I know I've got equal sized earrings. And I'm just going to clean some of this up because it looks a bit grubby. Right. Let's get a nice clean desk and clean hands. And I use my very, very grubby dish towel to dry it off. It's very grubby, but you know, I use it down here for crafty stuff. So right, so I've got 2 equal sized amounts of clay, and all I'm going to do is roll them into a rough ball at this point. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm going to take some of those lovely pieces and just going to break them up a little bit, and I'm just going to put them on the black clay. Wherever. Let's break some of this up. Put that there, and then add some pieces on this one. It's just random, really. I'm not being overly precise about it. Just getting some of those different colours. And I'm not covering the whole ball, I'm leaving a little bit at the top, so it looks a bit rough right now. But then what I'm going to do is just give it a gentle roll in the palm of my hands, just to make sure it's on there good, like so. So you just put in those mishmash of colours on there. It just looks, I just think it looks really pretty. So give it a gentle roll. And then I'm just going to make them into little teardrops, I think. So I'm kind of rolling at an angle, can you see that? So I've left this bit chunky at the bottom, and then I've just rolled that thinner at the top. And again, it kind of just, it is reminiscent of butterfly wings, kind of elongated butterfly wings, but nonetheless. So that's those. Just cute little teardrops. I'll do this one. And I think that's all I'll do on camera, guys, but you get the idea. It's just a fun way. It's just a fun Makume Gane technique. I really like it. And just doing those colours like that, you know, in logs and alternating them, you're just getting a real nice mix of colour. So same thing, I'm just going to roll this into a little teardrop, try and get it the same as the other one. It needs to be just a little bit thinner, and I'm not even bothered about turning that into a point actually. I kind of like it like that. I don't like it too pointy at the ends, but if you want to make them more pointy, you can. Alright, so there's 2 little earrings, and all I'm going to do, and I'm not going to do it on camera because I'm a complete klutz when it comes to actually making jewellery, you know, with the findings and everything. But I'm just going to get a couple of these head pins, and I'm going to insert them through so that the head is at the bottom, and that will come out of the top, and that can be used for the hook for the earring. Alright, so 2 little earrings as well, so there's those, and then of course the butterfly ones that I did. I have made more of this, so I'll show you some of the other ones that I made using the exact same colours. And then there was that one as well. So I'm going to go and bake these. And remember, I've mixed the clay, so I've got to bake it on the higher temperature, which is Cernit at 265. But just before I go, this is what I do when I bake my earrings. I just do a little bit of a fan fold on some paper. Card would be better because it's stronger, but I'm just quickly showing you. So fan fold some card, and then you've got like a little place just to pop your earrings in like that. Okay, so I'm going to go and bake these. I'll mix some more bits and pieces and I'll be back. Okay guys, I've baked the pieces, I've sanded and buffed them, and I've not resined these on the backs because obviously they are earrings, but that's what I did for the earrings. I ended up pushing some wire through because those head pins weren't quite long enough for what I wanted to do. As you can see, I've added a little bead on there. So they're the earrings, so pretty, nice little dangles. So there's those, and here's some more that I did much the same way. Sanded and buffed, added a little bead, put some wire through. So there's those. I don't make many earrings, I actually really like them. And then here's another pair that I did, and I'm not the best at wire wrapping, so I just go with those messy wire wraps because I kind of like those though. So a messy wire wrap on those, sanded and buffed, resined and glittered on the back. I have a video on how I finish my pieces, so I will leave a link for that. So there's those earrings. And then here are the butterflies, and I feel like I'm missing one. Yes, I am. It's under the UV lamp. Okay, so here are the butterflies, and I absolutely love these. They're so gorgeous. And what I actually did was, and it's not exactly difficult, I mixed some of this holographic glitter into some resin, and I've got a whole set of these in different colours. They are listed in my Amazon storefront. So I mixed some of that into some resin, and I just added a few little glittery embellishments just to embellish it. So there's that one, and then the same thing on this one, a few little embellishments, and the same with this one. I absolutely love these guys, they're just so pretty. So they're the butterflies flying away. I love them. And then there's that other one that I did on camera. I've not decided what to do with these yet, whether I'm going to add a black ribbon cord or a chain, or I don't know. But again, they were all resined and glittered on the back. So there's those. And these were actually from a different batch. These are from the ones that I did on camera. That's a different batch that I did, but same thing. And then I just cut out a few more shapes. These aren't finished, they're not even buffed yet, but just to give you an idea on shapes, again reminiscent of butterfly wings. So there we go guys, there's all the pieces. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you later. Bye.